My journey. I'm willing to explain it all to you guys. No holding back anything. I just hope you're ready for the experience. And I just hope you can handle it.
What's going on, guys? So in this video, what I want to talk about, honestly, is just what's on my mind. And what's on my mind right now is I guess, why do people care what others think about them is what's on my mind. Because I wish my mom was here, because I'd really have her right here just telling the story with me, or at least telling this side of the story, that when I was a kid, like 6, 7, 8 years old, my dad was in and out of my life. I would hear my mom talk about it, whatever, but it never phased me really. It never, because the times that he was in my life were absolutely amazing. So like, I didn't really give a shit about the times that he wasn't. And it was just, I had a certain view of life. And I've always had this view of life. I always realized, I was so observant as a child that I always realized that, you know, one, it's just so many people that are adults are unhappy. And I noticed that as a kid. And as I started getting older, as I start, wisdom builds with age and experience. So as I got wiser and not necessarily smarter, I started getting smarter too. But the smarts doesn't help with this. It's wisdom that does, because it's wisdom that really will help you with understanding that the only reason you're unhappy is because you value somebody else's opinion over your opinion on yourself. And most of the time that happens because people don't know who they are. And people, since you don't know who you are, I can tell you who I think you are, and then you will either agree because you have no clue, and so you try to conform into what I'm trying to tell you to be, or you know who you are, and you're like, dude, that's not me. So it doesn't even matter. It's not me. So the key is, ever since I was a kid, the main reason why I never gave a fuck, I honestly don't know why I never gave a fuck. It's like I've gone through thought processes in my head thinking to myself, like, why didn't I care? And why do I still not care? I guess it's just part of my observations through life that I've realized that if I cared, it would prevent me from doing the things that I want to do in life. If I cared so much, in school, when I was in school rapping, trying to sell my mixtapes in class, like I remember when I would sell my mixtape in class or attempt to sell my mixtapes in class, and, sold a few, even had the principal sign, the principal had me sign one time, but it's like, so I did that, and a lot of kids would laugh at me, and it's fine. If I would have cared about their opinions, that would have made me stop rapping. But I didn't give a fuck about their opinions, because most of the time, if you're observant, look at the people that are talking shit about you. Their life is probably shit. Like, I used to think to myself, yeah, you might be talking shit about me rapping, but I don't hear no fucking mixtapes from you. I don't hear no songs from you. I don't see you trying to sell your mixtape. What mixtape? You don't even know how to record. Like, that's the type of shit that I would think about. It's like, I didn't give a damn. It's like, because usually the people that are talking shit about others, they're the ones that are miserable. They're the ones that have issues, and they're the ones that have jealousy and envy in their hearts. Because the only reason you talk about other people is because, usually what you hate in other people is what you hate in yourself. Because the only reason you're saying, oh, I don't like that person, or I don't like what they're doing, or whatever, it's like usually because part of that person you're seeing part of yourself in. And it's like, I just think people need to stop caring what others think. Because I love what Gary Vaynerchuk says, where it's like, the people that complain on social media and all that, the only people that care are your loser friends. And that's so true, because nobody gives a fuck. It's like, it's not that I don't have love and empathy for other people's feelings and emotions, because I have a lot of empathy and love for other people's feelings and emotions. But I don't give a fuck if somebody's going to complain about their life when I went through the same problem, but I didn't complain about it. I just did something about it. It's like, that's the issue that I have. It's like love and happiness and all that, it works, right? Being giving love and empathetic, it works. But sometimes love is saying, dude, you're acting like an idiot. Stop acting like an idiot. And like, I love you enough to tell you you're acting like an idiot. And that's sometimes love. People mistake love like it's always like, oh, it's okay. Yeah, I understand. It's like, no, I don't understand. I don't understand at all because I've never had that issue. I never had that issue because I never gave a fuck, man. And there was only slight times where I did give a fuck. And like, for example, like, let's say, like, I don't know, I'm in a relationship and I fall in love, and like love is complicated because love complicates things. So like, if you didn't give a fuck about people's opinions and you fall in love, you usually end up caring about your lover's opinion, even if you don't give a fuck about anyone else's opinion, because that's your lover, that's this person you're with, that's your significant other, that's your wife, your husband, whatever. It's like, so most of the time you care about their opinion. Like, for example, if the girl that I'm with is talking shit, or not even talking shit, putting my dream down, right? If she's just saying, that's not realistic, maybe you should maybe you should just focus your time on something more realistic that can, like, make sure our bills are paid and things are good, and, make sure that we're not struggling. I would end up leaving her in a heartbeat because I don't give a fuck about that. If you're not worried about what makes me happy and shit, then it's like, whatever. But that's what I mean. Love is complicated, though, because love complicates things. It makes it so their opinion might matter a little more than others. But even then, you should love yourself enough that nobody's opinion matters. Nobody. Not your lover, not your mother, not your father. Because most of the time, our mothers and fathers are the reasons why we're fucked up. And we're just too scared to admit to our parents, yo, you guys fucked up. We don't have the balls enough to say that. At least most people don't, because most people care too much about other people's feelings and emotions, and they don't care enough about their own feelings and emotions. Because it's like, people want to be loving and kind and whatever, so they, like, don't say anything or whatever. But it's like, no. When we know our parents fucked up, we should tell them, hey, I'm an adult now, and I realize that you guys kind of fucked up, and that's just, and who cares? Accept it. But it's like, the reason why most people can't be honest with their parents or their friends or whatever is because they care too much about other people's feelings and emotions, or they care too much about other people's opinions. Now, it's slightly different when you're, like, trying to be honest with your parents compared to, I don't know. So if you're trying to be honest with your parents that they fucked up, that's different than I don't know. It's different, being honest about your parents they fucked up in the past. That's different than saying, if they're telling you right now, hey, what you're trying to do, you probably shouldn't do that. And if all you can do is say, hey, mom, I kind of agree with you, then you obviously are still living in fear and living through somebody else's opinion. Because even when my mom was telling me, like, that the business thing that I'm trying to do, like, I'm trying to start an online business, and even she was trying to tell me that it's a better idea to basically still work at the job and work at a pizza place and just have safe money, basically, because in her mind success is just having a paycheck every time, so you have money, so you're good. For me, success is all about happiness, and that shit doesn't make me happy. So I had to basically grow balls to tell my mom, no, I don't want to do that. But I never had the issues with growing balls to tell my mom that. My mom knows me very well, obviously, so it's like I've always been outspoken. I've always said what the fuck I wanted to say. Like, sometimes that can get you in trouble, right? There's a lot of times that can get you in a lot of trouble, saying what you want to say, because, especially when you're young like I was, so I was like, when I was 13 years old. When I was 12 years old, I told my mom when I'm 13, it's okay. I'm gonna start swearing. I'm gonna start saying shit and fuck and bitch and nigga and whatever. And what's funny is at first I was joking around with her, but at the same time I was being serious. Like, cause in my mind I was like, dude, I'm 13 now. I'm a teenager. I'm grown. So, but even then, I never listened to authority. Like I said, that's what I mean. It can be a bad thing because as a kid, I do not suggest kids do that. It's just that's who I was. As a kid, I knew who the fuck I was. I knew that authority was a lie. I knew that, I've always known that. I've always known that what's really is what you think is, that you are different than your mother and father. So I realized that. And I realized that if I even cared about their opinions with this, that it's going to affect me. Like, so I was like, fucking, I'm gonna start swearing at 13. So I started swearing. But at the same time, my best friend when I was 8 years old was 15. So he was already swearing when I was 8. So it was just, I grew up very fast. But growing up very fast, I realized that, man, the only reason there's so many people that are unhappy. There are so many people that are living the life that they wish they didn't have to live. There's so many people that complain all goddamn day on social media, but don't do anything about it. You know, people just complain on social media, trying to complain to the few fucking other losers that they have that care about their problem. Because the real people, the real friends, would be like, nobody cares that you're going through the same issues that we all go through. Because you don't care enough to do anything about it. Simple as that, man. Like, we just gotta do more. You know, it's just having self-discipline. And then people be like, oh, that's kind of harsh. You know, it's a harsh world to live in, and that's kind of harsh to say, or whatever. It's not that it's harsh to say. It's real as fuck to say that you need to be able to deal with your own issues. You're an adult now. You're grown. So start acting like it. You know, it's like humans just need to grow up. We're not children anymore. And if you had a fucked up childhood and you wish you could be a kid, so you act like a kid as an adult because you had a fucked up childhood and you missed your childhood, so you're trying to make it up now that you're an adult, and you're trying to be a kid now that you're an adult and never grow up, that's childish. Grow the fuck up. You know, that's why you'll never amount to anything that you want to be, because you're staying in the past instead of worrying about what is. And, you know, if shit happened in the past, who gives a fuck? Get over it, move on. That's all we can do about it. You know, it's not that it's not that it's a lack of empathy. It's that people in this world have a lack of reality. People want to be coddled and loved and hugged and everything will be okay, and no, the fuck, everything's not gonna be okay. If you continue doing what the fuck you're doing, by the end of your life, you're gonna be like, fuck, what did I do? Why did I do this? Why didn't I do this? Why the hell? Things will not be okay for you because you're going to be in regret. You're going to be in misery. You're going to be in this and that and wishing that you could this and that and wishing that you had more time and wishing that you were 20 again and wishing that you were, like, time is moving on, man. Like, I'm almost 25 years old. So it's like, I'm starting to realize time is going. It's just going. Things aren't going. But I'm enjoying the journey. I'm enjoying the day-to-day life and process. I enjoy right now just as much as I will after my business is going, just as much as I will after things are moving faster and making more money and all that. I'm as happy as I'll ever be right now. And I'm fucking happy as hell because of that. And it's just because I don't give a shit what other people think. I don't care what you think. Like, I started a business, right? And if it fails, it fails. So what? People would be like, your business failed, you couldn't do it, haha. Yeah, fuck yeah, my business failed. Fuck yeah. Because it takes failure to get to success, for one. And two, I don't give a shit what people think. You know, it's like, I went into the business thing knowing that I don't even have my GED. I don't have a high school diploma, no GED, no business education, no nothing. And I still started a business, so I don't give a shit. There's so many people that are scared to live their dreams because they live in fear. So you can never say anything that will harm me because I don't live in fear. I don't live in fear. I risk it all for my dreams. I risk it all for my happiness. I risk it all because I don't live in fear. I risk it all because I don't give a shit what you think of me. There's times where I can't pay the bills or there's times where I'll be late on the rent, right? And I'll be dealing with the landlord. Landlord will try to threaten me with, taking me to court, and I'll threaten him with, like, dude, it'll take you 30 days and it costs you $120 anyways to take me to court, so go ahead and try. You'll have your money in a week anyways. Like, I push the boundaries with things, and there's a lot of people that are like, that's not good to, it's not good to do that. You have to pay your bills. You have to be on time. And it's like, why do we have to do anything? We don't have to do a goddamn thing. But what the fuck we want to do? I don't give a shit about what the fucking landlord wants. He'll get his money when I have it, when I can give it to him. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. And it's like I never had, like I said as a kid, I never cared what people thought. And I'm a realist, right? I'm real as fuck. So it's like, reality is, landlord owns a bunch of houses and he makes a bunch of money anyways. So if I'm 12 days late, I'm giving him $600 for the rent, then whoopity-doo. He'll be fucking fine. That's reality. I will not be fine if I gave him that $600 on the first, because then I wouldn't have any money for fucking food or anything else, or maybe the business, or maybe this or that. I'm trying to do a lot. So it's that I don't care what people think. So I don't care if it looks like it looks like I'm irresponsible that I can't pay my bills, or it looks like I'm I can't take care of my responsibilities, or it looks like this or that. And so what if it looks like that? It looks like that to you because you're not me, and your opinion of me is invalid, so it doesn't fucking matter. Who cares? People need to get thicker skin is the issue. We're living in a world where so many people are getting soft. You know, it's funny that we live in a world where everyone's trying to be hard and thugged and gangster and hard all the time. But it's like they're only trying to be hard. They have that outer shell because on the inside they're soft as a teddy bear. So, and they can't handle criticism. They can't handle reality. They can't handle the truth. So they have to put this outer shell so nobody tells them the truth. Or they put on there's many types of masks that we wear so people are forced not to tell us the truth of what really is. But what really is you're the reason why your life's fucked up. You're the reason why your life went great. One or the other. Like, life's gonna go great, life's gonna get fucked up, life's gonna be in the middle, life's gonna be everywhere. But you're the reason for all of it. You can't blame other people. You can't blame your boyfriend, your girlfriend. You can't blame anybody else but yourself. Because, you know, if you don't have love for yourself, that's why shit goes wrong. Because you look for love in your girlfriend, you look for love in your boyfriend, you look for love in your kids, you look for love in your animals, you look for love in your friends, but you forget that love doesn't come from any of that shit. Love comes from within you. And I love myself with nobody around. I love myself with just me, myself, and I. I love who I am. I love what I do, and I always have. Nobody's opinion has ever affected me, and it never will. Simple as that. Because I love myself. Because I love who I am, and I know who I am, and I don't give a damn what other people think about me, because I know who I am. So, if the one thing I can get to you guys from this video is, who cares what people think about you? Don't let it affect you. You are you. Nobody knows you like you do. So they might be saying, don't risk your dreams, don't risk it all for your dreams because it's, you know, because it wouldn't work for them. That's why they're saying it, because they're not willing to, in their minds, they know that they wouldn't be able to put the hard work in to risk it for their dreams and then it turn out to be okay. But they're not me. You know, it's like the people that say, just play it safe and get a job, you know, so you're good, so you can pay your bills. And, you know, it's like, well, you guys aren't me. You guys don't realize that would make me very suicidal and very fucking, like, to be realistic with you guys, if I was to work a job and forget about all this and just work to pay the bills, and then I'd be miserable and suicidal, and I would hate myself. I'd hate my life. I've been there, done that. And it's like, I'm doing what I'm doing now because I've been there, done that, and I felt that way, and I didn't want to feel that way anymore. So, you know, it's like, so I tried briefly conforming to what other people think of me. And I tried briefly doing that because I had a family. I had a girl that I was with at the time. I'm no longer with her, but, you know, I had a girl I was with at the time. I was trying to please, maybe like kind of please what she wants and out of life, and kind of like, it's like, no, fuck that. That made me miserable, and I realized that, and I just want to convey to you guys that I've been through that. I've, you know, as a kid, I never gave a fuck. Then I briefly conformed to falling in love and caring for what other people, caring what she thought more than what I thought about myself, and trying to conform myself into what she wanted and, you know, out of life. And it didn't work because, you know, I was miserable, so I had to leave. But it's like, it's just, I don't know, just don't care what people think. Do what you do best and love what you do. Once you know yourself, you're unstoppable. Because if you know who you are, nobody's opinion of you will ever affect you, because you know who you are. And if you know who you are, then you know most of the people talking shit about you or trying to tell you what to do or what not to do, they have no clue who they are. So, but thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to subscribe, I really appreciate that. But, yeah, thank you guys. Peace out.